A lot of times people do this with the frying pan. Because I did Medea's family reunion and I hit Blair Underwood over the head, and I get a lot of reenactments about that.
So they're not hitting you over the head, are they?
Not me, they hit in the air.
Okay.
Of course, there are a lot of people who get excited when they hear that Sherlock's been cast. And I gotta ask, though, about what it's like feeling knowing that it's somebody like Robert Carlyle is gonna be coming in.
Robert's incredible. I mean, I've been a huge fan of his work, and he's just such a smart, brilliant, and talented actor. It's just great to have him on. He brings such a class and an elegance to the role. So he's been great. And I love it. I love the fact that people do actually get to see Sherlock, because the first season, we spent so much of the season just talking about him. And Sherlock, it was always Sherlock, and the audience never saw him. So I'm glad that they get to see his character this year.
And people are excited. They're like, Rumpelstiltskin is coming?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How early on do you know that that's who it's going to be, or is it a surprise almost to the end?
When I'm on set is when I see who it is. So,
I knew that. So I like to read the scripts and find out what's going to happen, because the episodes happen so fast, and there's so much that goes into preparing for each episode. But I knew that they wanted Robert for a while. At first, when we tried to get him, he was doing another movie, and so it didn't seem like it was going to be realistic. But then that movie ended, and then we were able to get him. So it was great.
I think they threw people off, so they had Matt Berry's voice in there early on or something, right?
So that was So they had Matt Berry's voice in the first season of the show, but you never really saw Sherlock. You saw like a silhouette.
I'm always interested when it comes to medical procedurals and the idea that I want to see how real this is, or I want to know more, so I go and do my own research into all these medical terms and illnesses. I wish that I had the luxury and the privilege to go in a hospital and just kind of watch a surgery, or something like that. But it's not realistic. I'm grateful for our med techs that are on set, because when I walk into that operation room, I'm like, okay, what am I doing? And, they're there to guide me the whole way, which is important.
I wish I had the time to really understand what I was saying when I said it. It's just, everything just happens so fast. It just happens so fast. And even times I'll finish an episode, I was like, next episode, I want to understand the depths of the patient's illness and everything about it and all the symptoms. But by the time you getting started on, after you read the script and you start, breaking down the scene and having to understand and the dialogue, it's really just so much. And particularly, it's like, for me, a lot of times, once I'm done with the scene, all the dialogue just goes, I'm on to the next.
We're coming up close to 35 years of Boyz n the Hood at this point.
Yeah. That
was such a cultural impact when it hit. Do you feel that it still has that, or you have to almost teach people about it a little bit?
No, actually, I don't. It's the interesting thing about it is, I think John Singleton so brilliantly at the time when he wrote the movie, and then even when he cast the movie, in terms of the storylines, I think some of the storylines are still very relevant to this day. Some of those things still take place, and we still have some of those same type of issues. And just in terms of the actors he put, I mean, so many of the actors in that movie, like you say, 35 years ago, to still be working in the industry 35, I mean, it's almost unheard of. So John has definitely had a strong eye for talent. And people come, it's still, the movie still resonates so much so to where I don't have to teach people about it. They come and tell me about it. They come and tell me, hey, I showed my kids the movie, and young kids that weren't even thought of when that movie came out are coming to me and they say they've seen it. And I see a lot of T-shirts and things of that nature. So it's it's very very relevant still.
It looked like you were going to add something to that, Rochelle.
Oh, no, I was just curious to see how many times someone yelled Ricky. Like, how many times a day?
Yes.
Ricky! Since you were asking about people yelling out Ricky to him, do people yell at Rochelle to you, but they're talking about Left 4 Dead besides you yourself?
A lot of times people do this with the frying pan. Because I did Medea's family reunion and I hit Blair Underwood over the head, and I get a lot of reenactments about that.
So they're not hitting you over the head, are they?
Not me. They're hitting the air.
Okay.
Thank you both so much for your time.
So you don't know who I am?
I don't, unless I'm missing something. You and I never met before.